So we're here today in the Rangemaster of Utah's classroom to demonstrate the proper techniques for unholstering and readying your firearm. Now, once again, it's important to point out that as we're in a training setting in a classroom, that today we are going to be using a blue gun for this demonstration. Keep in mind that as we practice any of these techniques, it's always important that we do observe the basic safety rules. To freshen up on those, please feel free to watch our video specifically on the basic safety rules. So the technique that we teach here at the Armed Self-Defense Institute is a 4-step draw and ready process. Now, compared to some people might teach a 5-step process, some might teach a 6. You could break it down to as many steps as you want. But the fact of the matter is, we can do it properly and safely in 4 steps. To go over those, and we're going to go over those one step at a time, the first step that you're going to have is you're going to take your hand and you're going to greet your firearm. Now, at this point, you want to make sure you have the same secure grip that you're going to have on your firearm once it's drawn at this point. The second step is you're going to take, as you draw with your right hand and pull up, you're going to take your left hand and bring it to your chest. The main reason for this is as we get into step 3, we want to make sure that we're not muzzling our hand as we go to greet the firearm. So once again, step 1, we're going to greet. Step 2, we're going to pull up as we pull the left hand up. Step 3, we're going to greet the firearm in our left hand at our chest. Now, once we have it here, step 4 is simply to push and place your finger on the trigger when you're ready to fire. So once again, those steps are 1, to greet your firearm with your hand. 2, to bring your left hand to your chest and draw the firearm. 3 is to greet it in the center of your chest. 4 is to push and put your finger on the trigger when you're ready to fire. So just to speed that up a little bit, 1, 2, 3, 4. As you get more comfortable with that process, the process becomes a lot smoother, a lot faster. So just keep in mind that as you're doing this, practice in a safe area, make sure your pistol is unloaded, and always keep your weapon pointed in a safe direction. Now, a few things I do want to point out that are common misconceptions in the firearms community is as you are pulling out, there is no race to put your firearm back in. There's never going to be a situation where you're going to pull fire, reholster as fast as you can, and then pull and fire in a real life situation. The fact of the matter is if there's 2 bad guys coming at you, you're not going to reholster in between. The second thing is as you are reholstering your firearm, there's nothing wrong with looking at your holster to ensure that there is nothing in the way. Oftentimes we can get in a little bit of a hurry. We want to reholster that fast to look cool or to just get it done quickly. But there can be an obstruction in the way, and we want to make sure that there's nothing in the way of the trigger so we're not shooting ourselves in the leg, not putting anything, a racing stripe down our leg. And the last big thing to point out is make sure once you are done firing that that finger comes back off the trigger as you reholster. We don't want any situation in which where we bump our finger on the holster trying to reholster it and once again shoot ourselves in the leg. So once again, just to go over that process, it's a nice smooth draw process. Feel free to take your time reholstering that weapon. Once again, from the Armed Self-Defense Institute, this is Michael Jones reminding you to be safe and have fun. Semper Fi.